later, like Saturday and Sunday, later released that I found out he finally had released a song. So here's the review for that after a quick word from our sponsor. Okay, so I want to start this off with a quick disclaimer about this song. This song is called "This Is War," and I want to get this out here because a lot of people aren't reading it, so I want to make sure this is known. Hi-Rez put out a post where he says that a lot of people are mistaking his words and they're twisting it. There's a lyric in the song. He says, "I'm not choosing sides," right? But there is, and he's not picking sides, but there is people saying that he's picking a side. And while he says, a lot of people probably don't read the warnings. I do, but if you watch the video, the warning says, the people in the video are sharing their own views. However, any views that you see in the video of people in the background do not share, are not reflective of how he views the world or views the situation or views that topic. But a lot of people are thinking, a lot of people are taking that out of context. I want to make sure I put this out there so people understand that the stuff that he's saying, it's just basically saying he's pro. He's just basically saying you can be pro anything. You can be pro this. You can be all the controversial topics. You can be pro whatever you want to be, or you can be pro whatever you like, or not pro whatever you like, and anything. You can be pro this. You can be pro. You can be against this. You can be against that. He's just literally saying, hey, stand with, believe what you stand for, or you'll fall for anything. And he's just, this is the normal kind of song where he's talking from both perspectives, but a lot of people are only seeing it from their perspective because they are. If you don't go into the song with an open mind, you're gonna be like, okay, well, he's speaking from this perspective and not speaking too much from this perspective. That's why I'm saying, if you go into this, please go into the song with an open mind, because I'm pretty sure there's a few people that aren't, so they believe that he's speaking on their views. And he might not be, he might be, but he said that anything in this picture, anything in this video, don't reflect his views. But he also says in the song, I am not picking a side, which I think is important to pick up, because he's not picking a side throughout this whole song. He's just saying you can be pro this and not against this, and this be pro this, pro this, and you got some people that just believe everything they hear from like the government, local stuff like that. That's all he's saying. He's not saying that he's picking a side though. So I want to make sure that is like abundantly clear. So as I said, I do listen to his stuff when it normally comes out. I try to listen to it as much as possible. But he says this is a war on religion. This is a war on the children, which I think is a nice kind of chorus. Like, it's a war on religion. It's a war on the children, right? But see, I think people are saying this as, oh, he's picking this side over this side. He's just saying that people have different views on how they raise their children. That's not a bad thing, though. You can raise your children this way, you can raise your children that way. But he does say, you got people that are very, however they want to raise your children, that's fine. If you don't want to raise children at all, that's fine too. It's just, that's all he's saying. It's how you got different ways people want to raise their children. He also says religion, as I don't think I need to explain, but I will explain. There are a lot of different religions besides the two, Christianity, Catholic. There's a bunch of other religions, and they're not even like popular religions. But he's just saying you have some people that's for these certain religions, people that aren't for these religions, or people that like this religion that don't believe in this religion. And that religion is a tricky topic to talk about, which I think is also very true. Like, as I said, if you go into this open-minded, you understand it. But if you don't go into this open-minded and you think, okay, he's speaking from my side because he's saying this, he's saying that, and it all sounds good to me, and he aligns with my values. He's just saying this. He's just speaking on stuff that I think he's just saying everything on these main point issues are all are all you can all use this. That both sides have arguments, but it's just how you personally feel about a certain subject. Which I think is great. We don't have a lot of rappers do this, and I like this where he says society is outdated, right? And I think it's kind of true though, because society as a whole, right? We believe that it's this way or it's not this way. For example, um, we have the outcast. We have the outcasts and people that were in the cliques. And if you're not in college, if you're in high school, you would be like the popular kids versus the unpopular kids. I think as a society, we're including everybody, so there's no longer no outcast. Um, and I think that's different. Like some people believe that we should have outcasts and society's not outdated. Some people do. It's just how you kind of interpret. Like we shouldn't have a normal outcast. Everybody should be included. Or hey, an outcast, they're great. It's the normal society has been for years. So I get it. You know, these debates is on both sides of these arguments, which I do believe that it's very hard to talk about these conversations. And I know I'm probably gonna say this guy's name wrong. But it's Jimmy Levy. He has amazing vocals, and his voice is powerful and it carries, which I do like. And like, I'm not particularly sure what he does, if it's country, if it's R&B, what it is, but he is very talented vocally with it. Like you can feel the impact of the words that he brings to it. It's a very good song to listen to. It's very in depth. It's a very detailed song, but you have to go into the song open minded. Because if you don't go into the song open minded, you're not gonna get the full picture of this message, and you're gonna be like, oh, he's picking my side. Which I've seen people say, oh, he's picking my side. Nah, he's just kind of speaking on how everything has its has its everyone has their beliefs and their views and why they have their views, but that doesn't mean that they're wrong or they're right. It's just hey, religion is a tricky subject. Religion is a tricky subject. All of this stuff is trip. The main points that he makes are very tricky subjects. When they're tricky subjects to talk about, some people some people only see one side. They don't never see both sides. So as I said, this is very detailed. This is good. I like it. It's a good song, but you have to be open minded.